important for the Mission Jeunesse team and our Archbishop. It's the idea that we come together to celebrate with our pastor, who invites us to gather around him to pray for peace, to pray for mercy, to pray for personal growth, to pray that we can be more courageous at expressing our faith daily, and that we can develop a personal friendship with Christ. That's the idea, that we don't just do this once, that we do this every day in our life, but today, this one day, it allows us to come together and not feel so alone and so isolated in our faith. This year, the theme is Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy. And the idea is to bring together young people from all over the diocese, to put their gifts and their talents together, to express the theme in some type of contemporary way.
For me, the Year of Mercy is about not just having a whole bunch of activities that we're going to do. It's good we have to do mercy in our activities, in practical projects, but really mercy, what the word in its original root means, a heart that goes out to those in misery, a heart that goes out to those in need. So it's about our heart touching the heart of others. We do that in the practical projects, but also in our attitude. Mercy has to become part of our personality. It has to become part of our character as people. And that's why we need a Jubilee of Mercy. Mercy is a word you only hear in church. You hardly ever hear it in the real world, even though it's so important. And so it shouldn't be a word that's trapped in church. It can start there, but it has to overflow from the church, and we have to be the agents of mercy that bring it out into the world.
Well, World Youth Day, it's a celebration of the youth all around the world, and the youth should be at the front of all our parishes. And they are the future, but they are the now. And it's so important to be here, to bring the young people here and to celebrate our faith and to celebrate this Year of Mercy as well. Well, mercy, I guess, is lacking. We don't really talk about mercy in our everyday life, in our culture. And we're missing that compassion. We're missing that lending a hand to others, and just being helpful because we can and not because we have to.
Today, in our world, mercy is not a common word we use. We've heard a beautiful teaching today about how mercy is something that stems from the church and from the faith, and it teaches us how to interact with others, that people have a heart, a soul. In our world, we don't look at that often. It's about gaining wealth, gaining power, gaining a place in society. But here we teach, especially for young people, to realize that here's another human being before me. So Christ brings that teaching, and World Youth Day helps us to realize this more concretely.
After the Youth Festival, we will come together with the World Youth Day Cross and travel through the streets of Montreal until we reach the Basilica of St. Patrick's, and then on to Mary Queen of the World. This walk is important. These kids are going to be bringing their banners, their flags, to represent their own parish communities, and it's the idea that we are there to witness of our joy, that we're not afraid to believe in Christ, that we love our church, and that yes, young people, we want to make a difference. We want a world we want to build a culture of life. We want to build a culture of mercy. We want our world to be a better place for future generations, and especially for the one today. The first stop, we will be at St. Patrick's Basilica, where there will be the blessing of the palms. And the second stop will be at Mary Queen of the World Cathedral, where there will be over 100 young people waiting for us. They're part of the celebration. Just our choir itself is over 60 people. Then we have our altar servers, which are amazing. They've been practicing for days and days. And there's also a specific group working on the Passion that's going to be read. It's going to be on shadow images once again. And it's a way that all these groups come together to show that, to render a contemporary version of the Passion of Christ today.
Youth don't realize how much of an impact they have on their daily lives in their group of friends and their communities. And I think by getting closer to God in this type of setting with other youth, they realize their importance, and they realize their importance not just to people in our society, but with God as well. And I think they underestimate that a lot. I've asked for mercy many, many, many times, and I never knew why. But I think even just preparing for this World Youth Day, I think it's made me reflect on it more, and I think it's super important to have in our daily lives, mostly just because it's something that not everybody grasps well. It's not just forgiveness, it's really having a heart directed towards those who need mercy and those who are in misery.
As young people are growing, as they're making choices about who they're going to be in the world, they're making choices that involve technical things like what career they're going to do. But you can be a lawyer, you can be a doctor, you can have any kind of profession. If you don't bring a heart of mercy to it, you can be an expert in all kinds of techniques, but are you really going to be serving people? And so for our young people, as they are growing, developing, choosing a future, it's about choosing who they're going to be, not just what they're going to do.